It's Friday, Feedback Friday, the feedbackiest day of the week. Okay, almost made it through. The highest note there is still not there, and I'm still coughing, but you can see I'm in much better shape than I was last Feedback Friday. The COVID recovery continues. Still don't have, I have extremely limited taste and smell. Leanna can't taste red wine. Leanna is Hulk level angry. It's weird because bad, like red wine that's gone off, or I tried that de-alcoholized stuff because I'm like, awful, but good red wine just tastes like nothing. I can feel the acids, I can feel the tannins, but I'm not tasting or smelling it. Um, Coffee is at about a 10 flavor, like a 10% flavor profile instead of 100%. Bad mood, because I love those strong complex tastes, and that shit better come back, man. But that's not what this is about. That's just a bit, look, Cthulhu's hiding behind the pillow. Like, I am too ragey for, the consumer of chaos. But apparently this makes us creepy, right, Cthulhu? Right. If this is creepy, why wasn't the polka dot door considered creepy back in the day? Was that just a Canadian kids show? Anyway, I'm going all over the place. Help support this channel. Become a monthly patron, patreon.com/Leanna K, or buy a one-time Leanna Care session for someone who can use it but can't afford it, coffee.com/Leanna K. I did just get another request for someone. They are on disability pension and so can't afford services, but so hopefully we can get a couple of a few more donated sessions so I can take that person on. But this is about feedback, and it made me very, very happy that the video game that ruins you for other video games video seemed to really spark something that makes me really happy because it's positive. Right? It's a positive thing, and it's a sharing thing, and there was interest in it. And the cool thing about that is that conversation came out of a Leanna Care session. So all the happies about that made me really, really, really pleased. The comments on the creepy video were very interesting and weren't as not as many people watched that video, but it prompted conversation within one-on-one sessions. It's really cool how like the public content and the one-on-one sessions are working together. It's neat, and I'm trying to figure out if maybe some small group discussion or something like that might be an interesting extension of that. I don't know. It's something I'll talk to the patrons about. Yes. Right. So I'm just going to start by naming a whole bunch of games that people say were games that ruined them for other games. Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal ruined turn-based RPGs for me. I've heard that from quite a few people. XCOM, yeah. Fallout 1 and 2 didn't just ruin other games for me a long time. Huge effect on personal views. I'm going to show this person with Fallout 1 and 2. I still have the box my copies of Fallout came in. That's how much those first two games, and I have never warmed to the Bethesda games since, because Fallout 1 and 2 were just so glorious for me. City Skylines, 2,000 hours on that one. That's like me in RimWorld and Satisfactory. BioShock, Soma, Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter, Elden Ring, NCAA 14. Interesting. Mass Effect 1 and 2. Interesting. Another Breath of Fire mentioned this week. Skyrim. Okay, cool. Thug. THUG. I don't know that one. Witcher 3 ruined all other RPGs for me, mainly for the story and immersion. Days Gone. Yes, commenter. Days Gone was one of those ones I need a break. Yeah, it's called God of War. Ragnarok is coming. God of War was a relief one for me because it was a shift to Norse and a shift in Kratos, and I am so attached to that franchise. And he was still Kratos, just at another stage of his life, and it made me very happy. Um, Huge fan of the authentic Lara Croft Tomb Raider franchise. Like most of the OG fan base, I rejected the reboots. Me too, commenter. And that's why I won't play Elden Ring until I play a few other games first. Me too, commenter. I am delaying Elden Ring. Another one for Skyrim. FGC. I'm not sure what that is, but Fortnite. Okay. Another Witcher 3. Early days of World of Warcraft. It was not even a game, it was a lifestyle. That is true. And they said that I've heard a few people talking about the WoW Void. Maybe that's something to talk about later on. Fallout New Vegas, that was a good one. GTA 4. It's funny because GTA San Andreas was the one that no GTA game since then has really captured what I liked about that game. It's always a disappointment. Gothic 1 and 2, Baldur's Gate 2, Donkey Kong Country 2, Simon the Sorcerer. Oh, nice. Thief. That's it. Okay. Original Call of Duty. Yeah. The Walking Dead, Telltale Games. Yeah, that first season was really, really good. Dark Souls 1 and 3, Elden Ring, and Divinity Original Sin 2. Another Fallout 2, Fallout New Vegas. Final Fantasy 7, Tactics. First 2 Mass Effects, and Morrowind. Okay. AC Black Flag and Rogue. Rogue was a great game that flew under the radar because of the whole Unity thing. Ninja Gaiden Black. Oh my god. The original Dark Souls. Hades 2. It's a Metroidvania type game. Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the next one. Mario World for platformers. GTA Vice City before GTA 3, and GTA 3 seems so boring in comparison. It's funny, commenter, because those GTA 3 era style games all sort of run together for me, and so I forget how, it's sort of like that whole Assassin's Creed 2 secretly 5 games thing happened, and you forget. Yeah, Elden Ring and Dark Souls. Dead Cells, the epitome of 2D platformers. Okay. Call of Duty, ruined FPS. It's funny because one of the Metroid games, the level design was so good for me that I couldn't go back to other FPSs until Doom Eternal. Another Witcher 3. Elden Ring, when I finally have time for it, maybe. Okay. Yeah, Witcher 3, yeah, it was a beautiful game. Star Wars Republic Commando, Warframe. Somebody complaining. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Was that one? People talking about the time they put into Reckoning. Original Witcher Enhanced Edition. No idea sequel was coming. After that, couldn't find anything that hit me in the same way. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 1 and 2. Growlslander? I've never even heard of that one. And Animal Crossing Pocket Camp ruined Animal Crossing New Leaf by generally having better items and continuing to receive updates. The Midnight Club series, Shin Megami Tensei 3, Dragon's Dogma, Ultima 4. Oh, Ultima 4. Yeah, okay, yeah. Ultima 4. Ultima 4, Ultima 7, Fallout New Vegas, RimWorld, another RimWorld fan, yeah. Ultima 4, in many ways, gaming morality has not evolved since Ultima 4. The Amber Throne, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, no, That wasn't just saying what they're playing now. Another Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3 up until the ending was great. Destiny Taken King was the one that got this commenter back after Mass Effect 2. Another Skyrim. Final Fantasy 9. Oh, no, Final Fantasy 14. My mistake. Portal, Half-Life, Dark Souls, Warframe. We're seeing a common thread in some of these. Fallout New Vegas. I agree. Fallout New Vegas, best first-person Fallout game. Doom Eternal is like quick chess with guns that other shooters are just pew-pew and bores me. Okay, don't see anywhere. What is this? EG? Okay, I'll have to look that one up. One Must Fall, 2097. Persona 5, Elden Ring, Devil May Cry 5, Witcher 3, and Monster Hunter. Okay. Riven. Nice. Okay. Master of Magic for... Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Civilization style game. Dragon's Dogma. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Think it's another perfect way of balancing seriousness, modernization, and grounding characters in a believable way. Cool. Shining Force 3 until Fire Emblem 3 Houses and Triangle Strategy. Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was one that took me a while to come out of myself. Silent Hill. Metal Gear Solid. Cool. Kenshi Star Sector, Mountain Blade, Terraria, RimWorld, Fallout 4, Conan Exiles. Cool. Yakuza 1 through 6. Yeah. I love Yakuza. Halo Combat Evolved. Interesting. For a lot of people, they have not captured the same feeling they got playing the original Halo. For me, it was Halo 2. Halo 2, even with the overpowered Needler, was the pinnacle of Halo for me, and every single Halo game since then has just been sort of eh. Another One Must Fall, 2097. Super Mario 64. Pillars of Eternity. Cool. Another Yakuza. The Stalker series. Okay. Soul Blade. Just talking about Soul Blade. Loving it. Ultima 7. Another Ultima. I'm glad there's Ultima fans here. That's awesome. Final Fantasy 9. Mass Effect. Mass Effect StarCraft. Quest for Glory. The Quest for Glory series. It's true. Nothing's quite captured what those original Quest for Glory games did. Metal Gear Solid 3. Witcher 3 until Red Dead Redemption 2. Tales of Berseria. Ark Survival Evolved. Okay. Batman Arkham. Yeah, that's the Batman Arkham games are pretty good. Yakuza, and then games I want to try. Couldn't play any other game for like a week after finishing The Last of Us. It's been diminished somewhat now, but at the time I found it truly a masterpiece. Yeah, I think I played that game through 3 times. I've played through the original. I've played through Uncharted 2 more times than I can count. City of Heroes. A lot of people got hooked on City of Heroes. NetHack and Ultima 5. Lots of Ultima fans. Awesome. Pathologic Classic HD. Metal Gear Solid. Elden Ring again. The original Deus Ex. Nice. Power Stone. Ghost of Tsushima. Planescape Torment. One of my favorite games of all time. Another Fallout New Vegas. Lego Harry Potter. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one. I know I played Lego Star Wars late, and I think I would have liked it better if I'd played them first and things like Lego Batman second. Nier Automata. Nice. Okay. Witcher 3. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's a good list. How long have I been reading? I've just been reading games for like 15 minutes. That's awesome. Okay. So let's address some more stuff. With the creepy thing. I just love sharing. To me, one of the cool things about games is sharing love of games, and I don't think that we get that enough. There's a real focus on criticism and doing better. I really enjoy um, just hearing why people love a game. Even if I don't share the love of that game, if somebody gets really excited about a game they like, there's something about gamer excitement that isn't matched by a movie you love or a TV show you really like. There's something about that experience of playing that it just ratchets up the joy. And any other suggestions about these sorts of share topics, let me have them. I'm in. But let's talk a bit about creepy again, because there were a lot of interesting conversations that came out of that, especially in, Leanna Care sessions as well. And one person said that their attitude towards creepy is the same as my attitude towards the word bitch. I just think it's lazy. And if you take it out of your vocabulary, then you really focus on the issues you have with the person. And I thought that was accurate. Another comment was that creepy transfers responsibility for social interactions entirely onto the person you're labeling creepy, right? And I thought that was very, very interesting, because somebody sent me some Tumblr stuff where people were ranting about the requirement, the demands that women humor men on the autism spectrum. I'm like, huh? And that women are on the autism spectrum too, and if men can't be expected to socialize, to approach properly, then why should I have to consider their feelings and all that stuff? And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, thinking somebody's awkward and wanting somebody to buzz off, you're annoying and you're creepy. To me, that's not the same level of charge at all. And some people may use them interchangeably, but I don't think somebody should have to humor someone who is making them uncomfortable. I am simply suggesting that perhaps we should not overuse, an implication of menace when we're trying to solve these problems. If someone is interrupting or if someone is distracting, especially if they are on the spectrum, many people I know who have autism or even ADHD, they would much prefer they be told that something they're doing is bothersome. Not that it feels good to be told that, but they'd prefer that to being ghosted or being labeled a name. They want the ability to correct. And I think that's completely fair. Now, that's not humoring someone. That's going, you know what? I can't hear myself think over the sound of your breathing. I mean, okay, that's mean. That's the mindset I'm in right now. But, even though that's not nice, that's still better than someone just being ostracized and them having no idea what they did. And so there is an in-between between having to just humor someone, right? And labeling them creepy. Because we do have to accept that post Me Too, creepy does have a charge. And there's no reason that we can't give a little bit of consideration and maybe go, all right, let's take a little bit of extra time, figure out what my issue actually is so I can act accordingly, instead of just overusing the term, because there are some people that are legitimately creepy. But we're socially terrible at figuring out who they really are. Somebody asked if there are markers of somebody who is better at the skill. The short answer is yes, in terms of being good reads of people. It is a very lengthy process of the various things that people do that make them better or worse at this stuff. But yes, there are actually markers. There are actually ways of measuring whether somebody is better or worse at this stuff. And somebody asked for a video on aftercare, which I will do. I think probably on a Wellness Wednesday. That's probably the best fit for it. Until then, thank you again for the stuff on the games. I also have taken the feedback about, my COVID induced cutthroatness being something some people enjoy. I've really been mulling that over. And here's sort of where I'm at. I think sometimes it applies. I think other times what I've come to thinking about this is people say so much false crap about me. I don't want to add to that. So I think what worked with the thing I said last Friday was that it was my impression. It was purely my reaction. It was not a statement of fact. And maybe that's the line, because I don't know about you guys. I am so sick of people forcing intents on me and then expecting me to prove that I didn't have that intent, instead of them having to prove that they know better than me what was in my head. It's incredibly frustrating, precisely because it works. It is amazing how far some of those inaccuracies about me get. And I'm sure you can understand that I don't want to be a part of that cycle of drama. It feels really unfair. It's distracting. It's very hard for people who don't do this sort of stuff, it's very hard to explain to someone why it takes up so much of your processing, trying to keep a lid on how much of that happens, because it does impact who wants to work with you. And the messed up thing is it will impact you. Someone will have never seen your video. Somebody they work with just really doesn't like you, and so they avoid you. When I got canceled back in the day during Gamergate, friends of mine who were game devs, they kept talking to me privately, but they wouldn't be seen in public with me because they didn't want to get in trouble at work. And there's an example of that stung to hear. But I appreciate they told me instead of just avoiding me, because it wasn't personal. They were just trying to keep their jobs. And I really think and I talked about this on It's Not Therapy this week as well, there's too much of that right now. There's just too much of that. That's a terrible, terrible cycle, because you're not getting the best people. You're not getting the best projects. You're getting a cycle of rumors that's building walls against people, and I don't want to be a part of that. However, if something I say, especially if it's just, this is the reaction I have to something, and it's completely subjective, if that helps the dialogue, if that helps people see something in a particular way, or it explains, a seemingly strong reaction I'm having, I think that is beneficial. And the line there between feeding the drama and doing things that are beneficial, like obviously that's more art than science in a lot of ways, right? But I do think those are worthwhile risks just because, you know, in in a climate where you can't even read the news without feeling like you're losing your mind, and where it's a paradigm of let the loudest mob win, I think people do take comfort sometimes in somebody just going, this is my reaction, warts and all, take it for what it's worth. It's just, we talk a lot about authenticity, but so much authenticity is no longer authentic. It's really messed up. When corporations start going on about authenticity as a core value, it's just, you're corporate. That's not a core value. No, it's not. No, it's not. When you're training your employees that they have to say certain things, authenticity is not your core value. It's just not. It's tough to thread the needle a lot of the time. But I do appreciate comments like that, and I've really appreciated how much caring people have shown while I've been sick. That was after getting pretty chewed up by things on numerous instances. It's nice to know that people who, some people who do know me well, some people who don't know me that well, actually do give a damn. It's just like legitimately. And it's nice to have moments where I've been reminded of that. I know I've been off Twitch for 2 weeks, but that's the last thing. Like just 3 hours straight. Right now, I still don't feel up to that. I might by next Tuesday, fingers crossed, but I'm taking it a week at a time, just because that's tiring on its own. Right now, it's just possibly too much. But I'll leave it there. And do my normal spiel. Help support this channel. Become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK, or buy a one-time Leanna Care session for someone who can use it but can't afford it. Coffee.com/LeannaK. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.